Ayun dyan yung referee, sound check. 1, 2, sound check. Kasi yung ano,
Alin.
phone mo. Check ko yung YouTube.
Hindi. Sige. Ito. I-restart ko lang yung... Na-restart yung hotspot ko. Pati-check ko dito sa laptop.
Ako na mag-check.
Check. Teka, load ko lang. Sige, sound check. Check.
Ayun, naririnig ako.
Yeah, okay. Ayos. Okay.
Ayun, malakas so. So, ang big sabihin ko.
Parang yun naman talaga. Yeah.
Pero muna ako ng phone mo. Kasi sa kila, dito ako mag-message kila Revia. Ganyan ang ginawa ko gamit yung phone ni Libet. Pwede mo muna.
Ano ulit yung ano?
Coordination.
Ayaw nga pala. Porky mix ba?
Hindi, Porky Nation. Grabe naman ito ginawa ko. Porky. Pero hindi malaman na ako.
Ito.
Subscribe ka na din.
Sige, subscribe na.
Yeah, sure.
Sa live. Ito.
Tapos pwede mo munang i-break graph.
We are coming to you live from the RK Vegan Court in San Juan for the semi-final round of the SBL Season 5. Couple of very great matchups here for you this evening. First off, it is the Golden Peters taking on PCDG. And of course, the winner of this one goes on to play in the championship match next week. And after that, our second matchup of the evening, it'll be Euro Chef. They'll be taking on Rising Sun in another battle for a championship slot. A lot on the line in this one. Of course, again, my name is Renzo Salao. Here with you all throughout the playoff tournament. And what a matchup we have in store this time around. PCDG, of course, the number one overall seed during the regular season. A powerhouse all throughout the campaign. They're led, of course, by Mythical 5 member Benedict Chuachiaco, 11.5 points, 10.3 rebounds per game, the number 30. You have big man Brian Kabuko, walking double-double. Of course, Noel Yu, who was the hero for PCDG last week in their survival match against the number 8 seed. It was a very nearly an upset by Raon. And they'll be going up against the Golden Peter squad. Guys in golden maroon who, who they handily beat the home team, the RK Vegan Care squad. And it was a matchup that they controlled actually for most of that ball game. 62-51 victory led by Benny Ong, number 1, who had a monster stat line of 19.7 steals, and James Ching, who was dominant inside, had a lot of paint buckets, and they're gonna try to utilize some of that size here against PCDG, who have a physical front line themselves. So moments away from tip-off here, as we have the representatives for both teams. Of course, Alvin Hung there talking to our referees alongside June Pascual for PCDG. And I get things sorted out here. And of course, we want a well called, well officiated, and injury free matchup here. One where we want just the basketball to do the talking. Just moments away from tip off here. But right now, so far, Noel Yu, the hero during the quarterfinals for PCDG, still not in the venue, at least from my point of view. So he does come off the bench here for PCDG, so that factors it in. But of course, if he comes in with no warm up, it may alter his preparation for this contest, of course. Let's try to take a look at their regular season, their elimination round matchup. PCDG took on the Golden Peters on September 24. PCDG won that contest 51-42. And it was once again James Ching who had a strong performance, the leading scorer for the Golden Peters. He had 18 points, 9 rebounds, actually 13 rebounds, while Benny Ong just had 1 point surprisingly there. So he'll definitely want a bounce back performance against this PCDG squad. While for PCDG, that game they had Brian Kabuko dominating with 17 points and looks like 17 rebounds, a huge double-double for him. 11 points from Noel Yu, 10 for Charlton Lee in that contest. So we'll see if it's the same result if the number one seed wins out, or if the Golden Peters can come away with an upset here, the number one seed versus the number four seed here at the RK Vegan Court in San Juan. Tip off just about to get underway. It's between Brian Kabuko and James Ching, and the Golden Peters win the tip. They get first crack at this basketball game. And it's Lee, Kevin Lee, of course, handing it off to Redmond Lim, Mike Valester, James Ching, and Mike Ngo. It's comprised the fivesome for the Golden Peters. And right here for the PCDG squad, that is Michael Ang, who just missed that jump shot. Of course, was June Pascual in the lineup, the starting lineup as well. Brian Kabuko. And number two for them, Charlton Lee, comprised their squad. And of course, Justin Ko, who had 9 points during the quarterfinal matchup against Raon. Still scoreless here in the opening minute. Of course, these teams both still feeling things out here as Justin Ko dribbles the basketball up court, looking for an open teammate to get to Charlton Lee. They feed it inside to the big man, Brian Kabuko. His jumper a little too strong, gobbled up that rebound, James Ching. What a first season here at the SBL for James Ching. Of course, who averages 14 points per game. But that time, three-pointer down for Mike Valester. Big-time shot for the Golden Peters. Valester struggled with his shot during the quarterfinal matchup against RK Vigan. He actually went 1 of 14. He made just one field goal. There was a three-pointer. He's already matched that total here in the opening 2 minutes. The Golden Peters with the lead. Actually, it was ruled a two-pointer actually, but still they lead. Though it's a miss there for GP. Rebound falls to Michael Ang. Lee and Svalester. They'll settle things down here. PCDG just has one loss in this season. It was against Eurochef, number 2 seed, playing in action later this evening. Kabuko aggressively hunting for a shot right now. That time around, no good. Kevin Lee's pass picked off and it's stolen away. Justin Ko pushing the pace. It's 1-on-3. And he loses the handle. Almost, actually, it is a steal by Kevin Lee. And the referee's whistle call for a foul, trying to recover the lost possession. And the Golden Peters looking good right now, looking golden here in the opening 3 minutes. Though it's just a 2-0 lead, but they look calm and composed. Though we did see this similar start from PCDG against Raon, and they came away to win that ball game. And it's a miss from Justin Ko, floater. A lot of in and out baskets from PCDG so far. I was talking to the team owner June Pascual earlier, and I asked about any revisions to their game strategy. And Pascual said that they actually felt like medyo malas lang din daw sila. Some of their makeable shots just weren't going in. And we've been seeing that for most of the start of this one until that layup there from Justin Ko. Ko scores to tie this ball game up at 2. Kevin Lee. Get it to James Ching. Baseline jumper. Absolutely pure for James Ching. 4-2. The Golden Peters. Up. As Justin Ko running the show right now for PCDG. Pascual Construction and Development Group. Michael Ang de Tank. Misses on that mid-range J. Kevin Lee, the top assist man for the Golden Peters. And there is his number 1 target. James Ching, back-to-back. Confident jump shots. I was talking to James Ching before the game. He was telling me how his team really just wants to match the physicality here of the PCDG squad. They have a lot of big bodies inside. But he will try to lead his team to match that physical nature of the ball game. So far, I mean, he's showing his finesse here with the jump shots, but his team looking good. Ballester made that jumper earlier, missed that time. The loose ball foul is called, I believe, against Redmond Lim. Possession going back to PCDG. I think there's still no sign of Noel Yu in this one. Of course, he had 14 points, the leading scorer for PCDG during the quarters against Raon. So if they don't have him, they'll need to rely on some other of their main weapons. As Justin Gomez is on that triple. Here's Kevin Lee. James Ching drops it off. Alistair. Ching. He's been hot. Airball that time though. Michael Ang with the board. Justin Ko pushing the pace. Great transition defense there from the Golden Peters. They get back down right away as Ko attacks without numbers and draws the foul. Ko. Very adventurous when it comes to looking for a shot so far. He'll be awarded with 2 free throws that time as we have the platoon substitutions coming for both teams. Of course, right now for the Golden Peters, they have Alvin Hong checking in. Rispua, Benny Ong. And they have that's Lester Chua Yap. And the entry of Wilfred Cheng, who missed the previous game. He's been dealing with an ankle injury. One of the key players here for the Golden Peters, and it's good sign that he's back in. Suffered that ankle injury at a different league, and he'll try to bring that spark. Injuries aside here for the Golden Peters, and for PCDG, they bring in, of course, they have Aaron De Las Penas, Liam Pagdanganan. Justin Ko remains in after shooting that free throw, and that's Benedict Chuachiauco rather. And but right now we'll have a timeout. And Hendrik C, of course, in that lineup as well. But timeout on the floor. We'll be back right after this short break. Back to the action here in the first quarter of the SBL Season 5 semifinals. PCDG trailing 6-5 against the Golden Peters, who've looked steady and strong here against the number 1 seed. Right now, it's C tries to feed De Las Penas inside. Chuachiauco muscles his way inside and scores. And that's a welcome sight for PCDG. The mythical 5-member Chuachiauco was scoreless during the quarters. They still managed to win, even if he went 0-6 from the field. But they'll probably need him here against this Golden Peters squad that has the returning Wilfred Cheng, who heads to the line for 2 free throws. 4:19 to play. So have hotly contested contest. Neither team taking any sort of big advantage here thus far. 7-7 our score with a free throw coming for Golden Peters. 2 for 2, and you can see that sweet stroke from Cheng. Easy does it on those free throws. Still, no Noel Yu for PCDG. Justin Ko remains in the ball game, and he missed on that 3. Benny Ong, his pass picked off De Las Penas. An excellent read. Chuachiauco. The PCDG bench shouting to set up the offense here. Pagdangan and drop off back to Chuachiauco. And what a find there. Very nearly was an and one for Chuachiauco. But he will have 2 free throws, and you can see the renewed mentality from Benedict Chuachiauco. already scored 2 points and now heading to the line for two free throws. He didn't have any free throw attempts during the quarterfinals. Makes his first one right there. It's a welcome sight indeed for PCDG, their mystical five-team member. Looking good. Interesting free throw route, shooting mechanics there. He's a jumper at the line, and it's a some people actually don't realize that you're allowed to jump at for free throws. It's just a more unique thing to do, but it's fully legal. Speaking of legal, all legal right there. No fouls called as Wilfred Sheng skies in for the offensive rebound. He scores for two. 3:20 to play in this first quarter. Justin Ko running the offense. Two-man game with Chua Chiao Ko takes it all himself. Misses on that floater attempt. And Benny Ong with the board. Quiet right now is Benny Ong. As pressure being applied in the backcourt by Aaron De Las Penas. Wilfred Cheng. Benny Ong. He was practicing that mid-range J during warm-ups. Misses though. Cheng hustled for that rebound. Back to Ong. Hung. Alvin Hung to Cheng. Around the horn. Great ball movement for the Golden Peters, and it leads to a good inside drive there. That's two free throws coming. That is Lester Chuayap heading to the line. He did not play during the quarters. Misses on that first free throw though. But you can see the depth of the Golden Peters. A lot of players unafraid to attack, to make their mark, to go for a bucket. That was what James Ching was touting about his team earlier before the game. All of their players have the green light to score here. Not centered around any of their, key stars. It's a well-rounded lineup, and PCDG well-rounded as well. But right now they trail 11-8. Aaron De Las Penas almost loses it. It's Hendrik C. To Chua Chiauco, Aaron De Las Penas. Inside to BP. Brian Kabuko showing his muscle inside. Scores and one. Takes a bump, and he's a tough player to stop in the interior. Kabuko flexing his muscles. And he makes that free throw to complete the end one. It's 11 all, and another heated contest here for PCDG. We're in a barn burner against Rowan last week. The Golden Peters, though, answer courtesy of Benny Ong with that smooth layup. 13-11, the Golden Peters lead. De Las Penas. It's Pagdanganan. The Chua Chiauco. They feed it inside, and that pass goes wayward. It was a little bit of an in-between bounce pass that Kabuko could not handle. Ball goes back to the Golden Peters, and Benny Ong and company. Gonna try to capitalize on that turnover. Wilfred Cheng, Benny Ong. Here is Hong. Hit a three last week, but that time no good. Chua Chiauco denies Pua at the rim. Wilfred Cheng, he'll take the three. No, Chua Yap. Cleanup job deep inside. Bringing some energy off the bench for the Golden Peters, and it's a 4-point advantage, tying their largest of the game. 70 seconds left in this first quarter. It's been action-packed. Hendrik C. Fake fire three. Walking back. Looked like he felt like he was going to go down. The ball going the other way as the Golden Peters gaining some momentum here to close out the first quarter. 15-11 our score still. Noel Yu nowhere in sight. As PCDG needs some answers. Three-pointer, Benny Ong. All net! Benny Ong cashes in. 11 for the PCDG squad, 18 for the Golden Peters. We're on a 7-0 run to close out this first quarter. Inside pass to Tua Chauco. Misses. Benny Ong wins that battle for the board. 30 seconds chance at a 2-for-1. They push it. Chuayap. Fancy move. Picked off. Chua Chiauco. Uncontested layup falls. That's a huge answer for PCDG in a big turn of events because that could have been a 9 or even 10-point lead for the Golden Peters if they were able to capitalize. Instead, a turnover leads to points for PCDG with 5 seconds left in this quarter. Benyong, drop off pass to Cheng. No good. But it's been all good for the Golden Peters here as they lead 18-13 against PCDG. Number 1 seed once again in peril after the first frame. 10 minutes done, second quarter after this break. We're back here at the RK Vegan Court in San Juan. One quarter down in the semifinals of the SBL Season 5 playoffs. And it's PCDG trailing 18-13 against the Golden Peters. That time they get a good answer as Michael Ang starts off the second quarter with an inside bucket to cut the lead down to 3. The Golden Peters were up 18-11 with the basketball. But it's a 4-0 spurt that is ended by Chua Yap, who's been strong here with 5 quick points for the Golden Peters off the bench. He of course did not play in the semifinals, and he averages 7.8 points per game, 5.5 rebounds. He would have definitely needed him. Right now, Charlton Lee to Justin Ko. Thought about the three, takes a deep ball with the shot clock winding down, and it's a violation as his attempt does not hit rim. 2015, the Golden Peters still controlling this one with Kevin Lee back in action along with James Ching, Benny Ong, Wilfred Cheng, and my apologies. Yeah, that's Lester Chuayap, of course, making up the 5 for the Golden Peters. While for PCDG, it's Benedict Chuachiauco, Justin Ko, Brian Kabuko, Michael Ang, and Charlton Lee as an air ball, second one consecutively for PCDG, scrambling to find some offense here in the second quarter. Golden Peters, another chance to extend this to a 3-possession ball game as Mike Ballester looks like he's about to check back in, likely for either Benny Ong or Wilfred Cheng, as that is James Ching with yet another mid-range jump shot that puts him up to 6 points with 4 rebounds, and he leads all scorers right now as we get an answer from PCDG as Chuachiauco hits that 3 from the top of the key, cuts the lead down to 4, and that's a huge response from Chuachiauco, who's come alive here offensively as James Ching gets denied inside to Chua Yap. His pass to Wilfred Cheng is picked off, and PCDG showing some signs of life. Charlton Lee to Justin Ko. Drives, floater, a little too strong. Ko to BP. Brian Kabuko misses on the J. Rebound Benny Ong. Kevin Lee. They'll slow things down here. Of course, Kevin Lee hit a huge 3-pointer down the stretch during the quarterfinals to seal the deal against RK Vegan, but he misses on that 3 right there at PCDG. Gets another rebound. Slowly getting some momentum, getting some offensive rhythm. Kabuko, mid-range J, that one finally drops. As you see, Kendrick Ang arriving at the venue for PCDG, but you still nowhere in sight, but someone who is very much present here for the Golden Peters. It's James Ching. And one. Up to 8 points, chance for 9 if he makes this free throw. Mike Velester checking back in.
By 5 minutes, pag 4:59, bawal.
As we have a timeout on the floor called by PCDG. They want to talk things over. Potentially maybe ice James Ching there on that end one free throw as well. Timeout on the floor, 24-20 in favor of the Golden Peters. We'll be right back after this break.
Ay, doon sa kabila. Ay, doon. Kahit tatlo na yan.
Back to the action here at the SBL Season 5 playoffs, the semifinals. Still the Golden Peters up 24-20. Again, this is Renzo Salo on the call. As James Ching will have his bonus free throw, having a dominant performance here so far with 8 points. Chance to make it 9 to lead all scorers. Benedict Chuachiauco for the other on the other end with 8 points for PCDG. Ching's free throw falls. And it's a 25-20 ball game in favor of the Golden Peters. They get it inside to Michael Ang. Some contact there, no call, no whistle. Kevin Lee pushing the pace. Transition opportunity numbers for Golden Peters. And they take advantage with James Ching now up to double figures. He averages 14 points per ball game during the elimination round. He already has 11 here. As the Golden Peters get back to their largest lead of the game, 27-20. Michael Ang cannot answer to slow down the Golden Shirts. Kevin Lee, what a feed. He's been dynamite as a playmaker, though. James Ching with a rare miss. Wilfred Cheng inside bucket falls. It's a big bucket. As the Golden Peters now up by 9. Largest lead of the game. As you see the entry of number 3, Kendrick Ang for PCDG. Need answers, though they cannot answer right there. Another rebound, another stop for the Golden Peters. Kevin Lee, he has a wide open look at the 3. Cannot answer, cannot convert rather. But it's been all Golden Peters here. That 3-pointer from Ang misses. What a feed. You see the connection there from Kevin Lee and James Ching. Ching's jumper no good, but Lee just feeding him where he wants it. Almost a steal. Justin Koff manages to get it to Brian Kabuko. It's a huge answer as Kabuko hits that mid-range J. Back to 7. (29-22), 4:12 to play in this first half. And it's a steal. Justin Ko. He has a chance here at an uncontested layup. Oh! Denied. Uncontested was wrong as Kevin Lee was there for the chase down block. Kevin Lee ba yan or LeBron James? As Justin Ko denied in transition. That was a great opportunity for PCDG to try to cut into this lead. They get another crack here though. Ko takes it back out. 14 seconds on the shot clock. It's Ang. Quick stab. No. Rebound inside. Charlton Lee. He is fouled. Trying to bring the basketball back out. Another baseline inbound. That's Aaron De Las Penas into the ball game for PCDG. Ko. He'll take. He's been misfiring on that deep ball. This is another one right there. Justin Ko went 2 of 7 from the 3-point line during the quarters but cannot hit here so far. As James Ching misses inside, his mid-range J rolls in. And that man is feeling it. You can see the confidence in James Ching, St. Stephen alumnus, extending the lead back up to 9. Ko, power move inside, misses. Yellow frustration as Benyong feeds Kevin Lee. Cannot convert. Ballester, no. Guess who is there for the cleanup job? All smiles right now for James Ching. James Ching is absolutely cooking here for the Golden Peters. He's now up to 15 points. We're not even at halftime yet. They're up by 11. They get the ball back. It's all GP here in the first half. Ballester with the miss. Right now, PCDG in dangerous territory here. Of course, they're without Noel Yu. Still not here. He's expected to arrive. Maybe stuck in traffic. Not sure. We'll get an update at halftime as Aaron De Las Penas misses on that 3 ball. Couple of substitutes coming in for the Golden Peters. Chua Yap and Wilfred Cheng. 2 stand-up performers when they came in off the bench. You can see the depth here of the Golden Peters as Redmond Lim misses on his 3 ball. Substitutes coming in. It's Lester Chua Yap. Wilfred Cheng in for Benny Ong. James Ching, who will take a well-deserved breather after he erupted for 15 points, 5 rebounds here in this first half. As Shua Chiauco re-enters this ball game and they need a lot more from him. He leads PCDG with 8 points. Look at him chase down his own miss. Come back for an offensive rebound but cannot finish. Kevin Lee battling through some backcourt pressure. And what a feed, what a find to Wilfred Cheng and Kevin Lee. Now has 5 assists already, and you can see he has no points yet, but he's been playmaking his behind off here. 13 points, huge advantage. It's a baker's dozen for the Golden Peters, and Lester Chua Yap with a steal. Ballester, Chua Yap, Wilfred Cheng running that 3-man weave. But Brian Kabua comes away with a defensive rebound. It's a foul. It is Reese Pua who re-enters, coming in for Kevin Lee. Actually, yes, Kevin Lee. As PCDG looking for answers right now. They've been outscored here. 6-17 to 9 in the second quarter. But Charlton Lee makes that advantage a little bit smaller as he hits that 3 ball, 35-25. With 46 seconds left, a chance at a 2-for-1 opportunity here for the Golden Peters if they manage the clock here properly. Chua Yap to Reese Pua. His outside shot does not fall. Charlton Lee with 30 seconds left. Just hit a three on the other end. Actually, in the previous possession. Chuachiauco fouled.
Ano ba kami yun?
That's a third foul already. As Wilfred Cheng takes a seat. 10-point game. 10 seconds different shot on game clock. It's a steal. Lester Chuayap, he has been sneaky in the passing lanes. Hunting for steals there. That time almost came away with one. 19.5 seconds remaining. Chuachiauco to inbound. Hendrik Ang, Chuachiauco. Mid-range J is pure and Chuachiauco's jumper has been falling in this one. It's a 5-0 run for PCDG and much needed at that. 5 seconds left in this first half. Three-pointer, Mike Ballester drains that triple to close out the first half. And he extends the lead. Referee say it's a long two though. He started the game with a long two and he ended the first half with another 37-27 in favor of the Golden Peters. I'm not sure if they'll give him three, but they'll probably review it as PCDG trails by double figures here entering this third quarter. We'll be back after this. We'll be joined by the reigning MVP of the elimination round, Daniel Ong, at least for the third quarter. So stick around for that. More SBL Season 5 action after this halftime break.
Pasok si Daniel. Hindi na! Kaya mo nga kung anong boss yung dalawa.
And we are back here at the RK Vegan Court here in San Juan. Second half action here in the SBL Season 5 playoffs about to get back underway. Of course, this one is between the Golden Peters. They lead 37-27 over PCDG. My name is Renzo Salo, and we're in for a treat here as we'll be joined at least for this third quarter and some future games by the reigning MVP of the elimination round, Daniel Ong. And he'll help us discuss this ball game. And so, how are you doing this evening, Daniel?
Thank you, Renzo. It's been a pleasure watching the first half of the game so far. We've seen quite a lot of action so far, especially with the return of Wilfred Cheng for Golden Peters, helping them take the 10-point lead so far.
So right now, what do you feel that PCDG has to do to maybe come back here? They're number one seed, but they're trailing by 10.
So far for PCDG, I don't see their offense being set as smoothly as they have in previous games, perhaps due to the absence of one of their court leaders in OLU. But so far in the first possession of this third quarter, we've seen a lot more movement on the side of PCDG's offense.
Yeah, and we did see some movement there, though it was a miss as James Ching continues from that hot start in that first half. He had 15.6 rebounds, starts off right away with the basket. Have you seen anything like this so far this season from what you're seeing from James Ching?
So far for James, his game is really one that resides in the paint, and it's perhaps due to his youth as well, with a very huge advantage with his youth over his opponents. That's why he's been able to get those rebounds and get those easy inside baskets.
And James Ching, of course, showing us he can battle inside, but also stretch the floor with that mid-range jumper. I've actually seen him in action a few times during the St. Stephen's Alumni League. I've seen him. He reminded me a while ago, and yeah, like same effective performance, but definitely
Exactly.
a standout here at the SBL. But right now it's opening minute 39:27, and it's Ballester with the miss. Justin Ko pushing it in transition. Ko to drive, gets the friendly roll. That one wasn't falling for Justin Ko in that first half, but maybe that gets him going.
Exactly. It seemed like he was forcing it a bit too much in the first half, but at least for that fast break, he was able to get the lucky bounce.
And got a good bounce there, and good lucky bounce as well for PCDG. They cut the lead down to 10, but no lucky bounce there for James Ching. But a foul is called by a referee, so we're staying here. Baseline inbound most likely, and I think it's the first, maybe the sec. Actually, yeah, it's the first team foul on PCDG. So one team foul for each squad. As we have a baseline inbound, Kevin Lee, James Ching gets it to Ballester, who ended the first half with a jumper, but misses that time. Battle for the rebound, falls to the hands of Ballester. Here's Ching. They'll reset. They have 9 seconds on the shot clock. Swing it back out, Kevin Lee. Repost, James Ching, fader. Oh, that would have been nice, but no good. Loose ball foul.
Things getting chippy.
Yeah, chippy indeed. And I believe that foul is going to be called against Mike Ngo.
Michael.
So you were one of the leaders in rebounding, if not the outright leader. I believe you averaged more than 15 rebounds. What would you say is the key here for grabbing those boards? What's the game plan there? As
For
we
me, for
just
me,
saw
the key to
battle.
grabbing rebounds, aside from the timing, mainly is position. You want to have the inside position. If you don't have the inside position, as long as you're moving, as long as you try to expect where the ball will land, then that's one part of getting and winning the rebound battle.
Yeah, and speaking of rebound battle, well, as we see that Michael Ang finish a huge basket for PCDG, and Ang has been pretty effective here in spurts. But speaking of that rebound battle, it's 39-22 in favor of the Golden Peters. So you can see the difference there, both in the battle for the boards and the score. The foul is called. That is Mike Ngo. That time the foul goes in his favor. He is fouled for 2 free throws.
It's nice to see Mike being aggressive on that drive, especially after those two personal fouls on him. Now he's being aggressive with his drive, and he knocks down the first free throw.
Yeah, that's the first point for Mike Ngo rather. 3 rebounds and 1 assist. Go along with a couple of fouls to his name. Now he has that first point. It makes it 2 for 2 for Mike Ngo. It's a 10-point game here. The opening 3 minutes so far. PCDG showed during that quarterfinals that they're able to come back. They were against Rao, and they trailed for a lot of it, even down the stretch. And looks like we finally get Noel Yu in the building here. He just walked into the venue, the playing court, and that's huge for PCDG here. They trail by 8. They've been battling without him. Can you tell us more about Noel? What Noel Yu's importance to his team is? What does he bring?
Actually, for Noel, his leadership is the one that's most important. His leadership, his playmaking. He usually plays the one. He's the point guard. He sets the offense for PCDG, and it's his veteran leadership for this squad. Although his height would suggest that he play one of the bigger positions inside, but on offense he's really the one that sets the tone for their offense.
Yeah, and right now, Michael Ang doing a bit of the tone setting. He hits another jumper, and he's been very important right now for PCDG without Noel Yu. But yeah, speaking of you, he was the hero during that quarterfinals. He hit that jumper with 15 seconds left to give them the 56-53 lead, and they were able to win that one. He had 14 points, the only player in double figures for PCDG that game. And
Actually, for Noel, I think for most of their wins this season so far, I think most of them he led his team in assists. So that's a huge part of the offense of PCDG. As we see Kevin Lee driving down the lane for the easy two, as we also see another veteran on the other side, Arvin Yu, just arriving for Golden Peters.
yeah, some latecomers here, and classic Metro Manila traffic, of course, coming into play even in the basketball game, as we have an inside pass deflected, but Charlton Lee has it. Michael Lang, he's been the hot hand. That was right on line, just a little short there for Michael Ang, who's been the hot hand here for PCDG. Kevin Lee, I feel like Kevin Lee plays a similar role to Noel Yu, at least so
Exactly.
far. Assist man, but he can score when he needs to. He also hit a big shot during their quarterfinals down the stretch to ice the game against RK Vigan.
Yeah. I think the difference is Noel's height and probably the pace of how they play. But make no mistake, they're both excellent floor generals for their respective teams.
And we'll see those floor generals duke it out in just a bit. But of course, it's going to be a little bit of a different game for Noel Yu, who comes in, no warm up,
He can
and he may not be playing actually. Oh, and I believe, can you clarify to us the rules here? And this is why we have you on here, Daniel Ong.
actually for this league, no, for SPL Season 5, one of the rules for this league is that you have to play at least for 5 minutes in the first half. So if you don't log 5 minutes of play in the first half, you wouldn't be able to play in the second half. So that's one of the rules applied here in SBL Season 5.
Oh, and that's a huge blow as well. And it just goes to show it would maybe a matter of 15, 20 minutes of real life time. Where if he just arrived a little bit earlier, he may have been able to play those 5 minutes. But instead, we'll have to watch helplessly from the sidelines. So Justin Ko and company may prove well here for PCDG as they try to battle back. They still trail by 8. 43-35 our score. It's Benny Ong back into the ball game along with Wilfred Cheng here for the Golden Peters. They feed it inside, back out. Alvin Hong. Benny Ong trying to make his move. Using a screen from Cheng. Drops it off.
Nice fake.
Chua Yap. And he misses, gets his own rebound, and draws a foul for 2 free throws. What can you say about that sequence?
So far, we see PCDG a step slow to the ball. We see Kendrick Ang coming in for Justin Ko. We see Noel Yu on the sidelines trying to coach his team. He might not be able to come back to this game or to be able to play in this game, but we see his impact off the floor, at least on the side of PCDG.
Yeah, but as you mentioned earlier, a big factor from that, a big thing that Noel Yu brings rather is his leadership,
Exactly.
and he can still bring that even if it doesn't come from the floor. It's from the sidelines. It's still important that he's here as his team trails by 10 here.
Here
And,
for PCDG, they might have to go to Benedict Chuachaco for their offense.
Yeah, and Chuachiauco, he's been strong so far in this one.
Scramble
Yes.
for the ball. Wilfred comes up with it. We see a foul on the side of PCDG.
Yes, 10 points leads all scorers right now for PCDG. It's only him and James Ching who are in double figures in this one. Looks like there's a loose ball foul, and I think it's a penalty situation. So,
2 shots for Wilfred.
right. And that's a big development. Actually, penalty already the other side. If a foul is called against PCDG, the Golden Peters rather, PCDG will also have free throws. Though Cheng misses on that first attempt.
Wilfred was actually my batchmate before in high school. So we were classmates before, and he really wasn't active in basketball that time. He didn't join the varsity. He wasn't active in our intramurals. But when he got to college, after graduating, he's been really active and he's improved a lot. Even winning the Defensive Player of the Year last season for this league.
Yeah, and Cheng has been very effective here so far. He has 8 points, and like you said, getting some key rebounds, making some stops. And you can sometimes it really is those players who who kind of are late bloomers.
Huge rebound.
And a big rebound
And
there.
Speaking of Wilfred,
And you were just talking about the impact of Wilfred Cheng right then and there. Makes you look like a genius right now. Parang baka naririnig ka rin niya. He doesn't even
perhaps,
know it.
perhaps.
And
That's
end
his
one.
play. Getting the offensive rebound and the putback, but unfortunately not completing the 3-point play.
And it looked like he wanted to even go for his own miss off the free throw. You could see the effort there. As looks like PCDG turns it over.
PCDG might need to settle down.
And Benny Ong to run the show here as the Golden Peters lead by 13. Reese Pua, his 3-0. That would have been big if he hit that. Would have been a 16-point game.
That might have caused PCDG to call a timeout if that had went in.
And Chua Chaco,
He has to lead this offense.
his mid-range J is no good. He's been hitting that throughout this game, but that time doesn't fall. But PCDG needs all the offense they can get right now.
Exactly.
Chuchaco muscles his way inside. Does not get that mid-range jumper to fall, but he can power his way to the rim just like that.
Exactly. That's where PCDG needs to get their offense. Easy 2 points inside the paint.
And Golden Peters have a chance to counter. Alvin Hong launches for 3. Look good off the release, but too strong. And Chuchaco pushing the pace. Oh, denied by Benny Ong, but second chance still no good. And Ong gets the board. Facing some pressure in the backcourt. They push it up the floor. Chua Yap, he'll drive. Off the glass, no. And inside, guess who? It's Wilfred Cheng with the bucket.
Dominating inside is Wilfred.
And it looks like we'll have a timeout on the floor as the lead extended back up to 13. We'll be back after this short break.
Pero 114 din yung sabi sila yun.
We're back here at the RK Vegan Court. A minute 40 remaining in this third quarter. 50-37 in favor of the Golden Peters. And right now PCDG trying to battle back here and mount a comeback, led by that man, Benedict Chuchaco.
Again, that's what they need to do. They need to pound the paint inside for those easy baskets. As PCDG is really the bigger team, but Golden Peters is the faster team.
Right now, Benny Ong showing some physicality there, knocking down Aaron De Las Penas. Good with the rebound. They have a chance here to cut it down to single digits. PCDG, you see some ball movement here. De Las Penas. Chuchaco. Pagdanganan with the hook shot, and he'll have 2 free throws. not really one of the featured players in their offensive system, but right now, chance to cut this thing to down to as low as 9.
Exactly, and PCDG, they need to get their offense from anywhere they can, as they've been stuck at the 30s for quite a while right now.
And it's a tough miss there for Pagnanganan. They're 3 of 8 from the free throw line, so in a game like this, trailing by 11, those free throws come into play. Though he gets the roll on the second, that's a big one.
They need to stop right here to try and prevent Golden Peters from extending their lead.
Alvin Hong has the ball up top. To Lester Chuayap. Gets it to Benny Ong.
Open.
Pua. Alvin
Nice
Hong.
pass.
And that was a good
Nice
pass,
steal.
but it's stolen away by PCDG. And here's Aaron De Las Penas. He's driving, trying to feed Chaco, but it was a dangerous pass in traffic. Chua Yap with a chance here, and he scores. That's an
That was-
unfortunate sequence there for
Exactly.
PCDG.
And it's very easy for Golden Peters to go on a run. That's the strength of their team. They go on the fast break right away with that turnover.
Yeah, and we saw that speed that they had here down the stretch here of this third quarter with 4 seconds left. Benny Ong up ahead. Chua Yap, 1
Another
second.
fast break.
And he scores! And what a feed there. Alvin Hung with his hands raised high and well deserved. What a feed there to close the third.
Basket counts. That's the strength of the team. Golden Peters, they force a turnover. They get the defensive rebound on one end and they try to force the fast break right away on the other.
Yeah, and that basket actually gives them their largest lead of the ball game to close out the third. 10 minutes left in this one. 10 minutes left for PCDG to mount the comeback. We'll be back after this quarter break.
Yeah, so we can maybe do the start of the league later. Then yun, then game na tayo for the full game. Ano ba yan ulit? Off mo na lang.
Yeah. And we're back to the action here at the RK Vegan Court in San Juan. Fourth quarter, it's do or die here, win or go home as PCDG trails 54 to 40. It's tough because Noel Yu, as we heard earlier, will not be able to play in this contest, the hero for PCDG. And arguably the top playmaker for them due to his inability to play at least 5 minutes in that first half. So his team will have to battle through it without him as the Golden Peters with a lot of depth. Big performances. Chua Yap, 11 points. Wilfred Cheng, 13, 7 rebounds. And James Ching with 17 points to lead all scorers. It's huge performances all around. Of course, thank you to our MVP slash medic who joined us for that third quarter, Daniel Ong. Stick around for the second game. He will join us to start that contest. And he will also be on the commentary team for the championship game and the battle for third next week. So definitely all-around MVP. As we have some substitutions come in. Valester checking into the ball game. Kevin Lee as well for the Golden Peters. Right now the lineup for PCDG. They have Brian Kabuko, Michael Ang, Justin Ko, Charlton Lee, and Hendrik C. While for the Golden Peters, they have Kevin Lee, Lester Chuayap, James Ching, Mike Valester, and Wilfred Cheng. And the lead now 54 to 40 in favor of the Golden Peters. As Kabuko misses on the pair of free throws, and that's a tough blow there for PCDG. They need all the points they can get. Actually, went 1 of 2, made the first. 54-41. Ballesteros inside. One-legged fader falls. Lead up to 15. It's the largest of the game for the Golden Peters. PCDG running out of time. Michael Ang, one of the standout performers for PCDG, cannot handle that basketball. So you have Benedict Chuechaco back in the ball game. 14 points for him. Need more from him if they want to come back, as Charlton Lee gives them a little bit more. Lee scores on that layup, cuts the lead back down to 13, but PCDG needs more than baskets. They need stops right now. Immediately to Valester. To Chuyap. Fakes, fires, jumper no. Cheng almost got that rebound. Actually, James Ching almost got that rebound and Cheng got it. But ball staying here. Lester Chuyap will take a seat. Benny Ong back in the ball game. It's arguably one of the top lineups here for the Golden Peters. Strong 5-some. James Ching, Benny Ong, 2 seconds of the shot clock. Would have been a big time shot there. But Benny Ong with an air ball, top of the key 3. Still, they're sitting pretty here with a 13-point advantage. 8-1 to play in this fourth. PCDG need a sense of urgency here. Justin Ko has that. Attacks quickly in the shot clock. He'll have 2 free throws. I believe that's a 13 foul. Third personal foul, rather, on Wilfred Cheng. I think he was the one who called for that foul, as Justin Ko rattles in that first free throw. Cuts the lead down to 12. Ko up to 8 points now with 5 rebounds, 2 assists. His basket in and out. Rebound to James Ching. Strong on the glass here for the Golden Peters. Yes, 7 rebounds now. As 3 other Golden Peters players have 8 boards. 3-pointer, Kevin Lee, that would have been big. His 3-point shot, no. Ko pushing the pace. Yes, Charlton Lee to his right. Fakes a 3, he'll take it anyways. Air ball for Charlton Lee. A little bit of frustration there. Charlton Lee hit 1 3 in the quarters. Cannot convert right there. And Wilfred Cheng launches for 3. No good. Oh! Cheng, without looking, deflects that basketball. Had his hands up. That's why you keep your hands up. Deflects that basketball and stops the transition opportunity. Michael Ang. Been big for PCDG. One of the unsung heroes for them. He had 6 points, 3 rebounds, but looks like we have a foul. (56-44). It's still in favor of the Golden Peters. And they may be 6 minutes and 47 seconds away from an upset here and from securing their slot in the championship match against either Euro Chef or Rising Sun. Wilfred Cheng, his jumper no. Couple of missed J's for Cheng. Kabuko. Ko. Gets it to Kabuko. Trying the post. To Ko, he'll launch from 3. Air ball. Post 3, no good. And they need that one to fall if they want to mount that comeback here. PCDG. Just have two triples in this one so far. They're 2 of 14. Speaking of triples, that one falls from Mike Ballester. Maybe a long two, but they'll take it anyways. As the lead back up to 14, the Golden Peters. Just need a little bit to win this one. Just need to milk some of that clock. Halfway through this fourth quarter, 14-point advantage for GP as Benyong running the offense here. Swing pass to Kevin Lee. Drop off to Ballester. He just hit a jumper, no. Ball going the other way to PCDG. As James Ching looks like he had some words there, some fighting words. You could just tell the passion, the fire that the players have for this one. Big time matchup as Ching matching up against Kabuko. Good defense there. Kabuko's shot no good. Excellent defensive stand from number 7. Kevin Lee. Looks like PCDG will call a timeout if the Golden Peters can score here. They do not. Trochaco. A jumper does not fall. And it's a big 2 for PCDG. Cut the lead down to 12. 4:20 though to go. They need some stops here on the other end if they want to win this one. Kevin Lee. Lee to Ching. And a power move inside. Wilfred Cheng. Looks like it's deflected out of bounds. A baseline inbound. Oh, it is a foul actually. See, third team foul on PCDG. But it will be a baseline inbound for the Golden Peters. Golden Peters asking for a shooting foul, but this at least gets them a chance to burn more clock. And they get the 2 points anyways. As James Ching, that jumper has been money all game long and still falls in the fourth. Crunch time bucket for James Ching, 19.7 rebounds. And that extends the lead to 14. The Golden Peters sitting pretty. Their chances of getting to the championship game looking excellent here with 3:58 to play. Timeout on the floor. Be right back. Back in the action here with PCDG trailing 60-46 against the Golden Peters. They need every basket they can get here down the stretch. They can't get one there as Kabuko misses. Ballester boards. Kevin Lee brings it back down. The Golden Peters, you can feel it from their bench. You can smell victory right now. With Euro Chef, a strong contender to make the championship game. With the rising sun also here on the sideline. Both watching on here. They swing it. Kevin Lee with 1 second. Ching gets it off. He drains it, but it's too late. And the referees count that shot. Huge for the Golden Peters there and extends the lead to 16. Largest of the game. James Ching with a mean mug walking down the floor. The referees will count that shot. Free throws coming here for Justin Ko. And if PCDG has any shot at this one, they need these both free throws to fall. Ko makes the first. Makes them both. Justin Ko up to 10 points. But they need more. A lot more right now. They trail by 14 with 3 minutes and change remaining in this fourth. Benny Ong. Kevin Lee. James Ching. He's been absolute money. But that time around, misses. Hits the side of the backboard. PCDG pushing it. They need points in a hurry. Charlton Lee cannot provide. Chuachako misses. Kevin Lee. Benny Ong. Back to Lee. Steady hands of the ball handlers here of the Golden Peters. They feed it inside. What a feed! Still falls to a friendly face. Ballester misses though. But James Ching had a golden opportunity inside. Just could not handle it cleanly. Some strong defense. Bumping bodies there was Kevin Lee against Justin Ko. 2 minutes, 12 seconds remaining for PCDG. And they bring in Kendrick Ang. Needs 3-point bombs. Chuachako. The inbound from the baseline. Charlton Lee. Justin Ko. Ko. Jumper no. 14-point game. And the Golden Peters right now more than content to dribble out this clock. They're probably going to take this shot with a few seconds left in the game. Noel Yu stewing on the sidelines. It's tough for him, unable to make an impact in this one. Maybe at the bitter end to the season here for PCDG as James Ching and company putting their stamp up against the number 1 seed during the elimination round. Led by that man at the free throw line with 21 points, 7 rebounds. James Ching adds to his total. You can see that pure jump shot, that clean release. James Ching has been the MVP of this one, no, without a doubt. Misses on that second. Frustrated with himself, but a lot to be proud of if you're James Ching. Wilton James Ching up to 22 big points. 15-point game. Chuachako doing all he can. The mythical 5 member here for PCDG is 16 points, 5 rebounds. And he misses on that free throw. PCDG have 8 missed free throws in this one. No, you can't expect to make them all, but some of those misses would have been very useful here if he had been makes down the stretch. Chuachako converts on the second, 14-point game, tries to deflect it, but just 78 seconds left. 78 seconds away the Golden Peters are from getting to the championship game. And an offensive foul is called as Justin Ko tried to battle in the backcourt. That's one thing that the Golden Peters cannot give up here down the stretch. It's turnovers. And that's 5 fouls. I believe that's Wilfred Cheng with 5 fouls. And it looks like they play on as Kevin Lee and company milking the clock here. Lee, screen from Ching. Lee iced the game last time. Tried to do the same right here. Chuachako doing all he can, but his efforts may come up short. Another foul. And Lester Chua Yap will be called for that foul penalty. Chua Chaco with the free throws. But it looks like it's too little too late here for PCDG. The Pascual Construction and Development Group. Maybe at the end of their season. Tuachauco makes them both 12-point game, but they're still going to need a lot more if they want to pull off the miracle here. 35 seconds left. Kevin Lee holding it. PCDG looks like will not foul. Clean defense. 20 seconds left. Kevin Lee. Lester Chuayap. Chuachaco rather. Charlton Lee. Floater is good. Lead down to 10. But it has been all Golden Peters who win this game on an upset. Chuachaco with a cosmetic basket there. Affects this final score but not the result. 63-55. The Golden Peters come away victorious here over the number 1 seed. Pull off the upset in the 4-1 matchup in the semifinals. And they go on to the championship game up against either Eurochef or the Rising Sun. Wilton James Ching led all scorers with 22 points. He had 8 rebounds and did it with a 10 of 20 efficient scoring clip and a lot of big buckets from the mid-range and the interior. Wilfred Cheng with 13 points, 10 rebounds. Lester Chuayap with 11 points off the bench and Mike Ballester with 8 and 10 boards. Valiant effort from PCDG. They got 21 points from Brian Chaco. But without Noel Yu, Justin Ko, Charlton Lee's efforts with 10 points, 9 points respectively. Ryan Kabuko with 8. They just come up short and see their season come to an end. We will have one more game here. Next semifinals matchup between Eurochef and Rising Sun in just a bit. Again, this is Renzo Salo here at the SBL Season 5. We'll end this ball game for now. We will have the second matchup in just a little bit.